I love going to a theater just like any other person, but Ted Sarandos says no, no, no. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos previously said that people want to watch movies at home rather than in theaters. What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they like to watch movies at home. Thank you. The studios and the theaters are duking it over trying to preserve this 45-day window that is completely out of step with the consumer experience of just loving a movie. The consumer is watching more movies at home because Netflix movies they don't really release in theaters. For example, David Fincher's The Killer. It only ran for like 4 or 5 days in like just the 4 or 5 different theaters in LA. And this is David Fincher who we're talking about. Also, The Irishman only was in theaters for like 30 days. And why? Because it's a Martin Scorsese film and it's going to get some nominations. That's the only reason why. Because you can put these nominations or wins as badges on your movie and people are gonna subscribe more and more. And here it says that Netflix is reportedly interested in giving a 17-day theatrical window for Warner Brothers films once they acquire the studio. And again, same reason why. Because the minimum days for to get nominated for an Oscar or Golden Globe, it's 14 days. This is why, that's the only reason, so they can get nominations. Eventually they'll win something and just gonna put them as badges. There is also something very interesting that he said. Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos argues that Barbie and Oppenheimer would have been just as big on Netflix. There is no reason to believe that the movie itself is better in any size of screen for all people. My son's an editor, he watches Lawrence of Arabia on his phone. He really doesn't understand the success of Oppenheimer. It's a movie specially made to go and see it on IMAX. I've waited like 30 days to see this in 70mm IMAX. And I went to the theater and same story with every other person in there. They all waited like a month just to go and see this movie here. And everyone has like the same stories. We all avoided spoilers. I made the mistake to watch Dune Part 1 at home. And at the time I had like a 32-inch TV. And after I watched the movie, I fucking loved it, but I felt fucking stupid that I didn't wait like a couple weeks just to go and see this movie the way was you supposed to see it. So when Dune Part 2 came out, I waited like 3 weeks just to go and see this movie pretty much the right way, the way that was intended. So you can watch this movie on a big screen and get lost in it. I'm kind of glad that more and more people are understanding this and they just like to see more movies in theaters, but of course, Netflix and other streaming services are pretty much just pushing this whole narrative that it's the same fucking thing if you watch a movie at home or if you watch it in a theater, when it's not. Just like the other week, I went to see Interstellar for the first time on IMAX. I've seen that movie like fucking 20 times, and I fucking love it. But watching this on IMAX was a whole fucking experience. You don't get to pause the movie to go and get some popcorn or to go and take a leak. You want to be present there for the entire time. So you just sit down and you watch the fucking movie holding your fucking piss. And here's another thing, Christopher Nolan said that he'll never work for Netflix. Why would you? If you make a theatrical film, it's to be played in theaters. Netflix has a bizarre aversion to supporting theatrical films. They have this mindless policy of everything having to be simultaneously streamed and released. He is fucking right. And the next step for Netflix is just gonna keep rising the prices. So eventually they'll be like, for $5 extra, you can watch all the Warner Brothers films. But for five more, you're gonna watch them without ads. It's just like a fucking business model at this point. And it's not about art, it's just all about fucking profit. And this is gonna push more and more people to something that's called fucking piracy. That's been existing forever, but more and more people are just gonna pirate movies because they're not gonna pay like 30 or $40 just so they can get like an extra fucking Warner Brothers. I hope we don't get to this point, but things are not going well, so it might eventually happen. But anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one.